Very good morning to all my dear students. I am Lekika Sharma, your biology teacher. Today we will start with chapter number 2 of your book, that is tissue. What is tissue? We have already learned about cell. That cell is a basic structural and functional unit of our body. But when the same type of a cell with same function is grouping together, then they consist tissues. Then they form tissues. See, this is the next slide. Here is the definition of the tissue is written. Tissue are a group of cells that combine together and perform a particular function. Whenever there are a group of cells which are similar or same as another and they also perform the same function, that group of cells is called tissues. Okay? Group of cells. Repeat after me. Tissues are a group of cells that combine together and perform a particular function. Means a tissue is a group of cells and they are same in appearance and they also perform same function. Okay? This is the 3 point which you have to remember for tissue. That is a group of cells which are similar or same in appearance and they also perform same function. Right? Moving towards further. In simple terms, tissue can be defined as a group of cells with similar shape, again, with similar shape and function, similar function termed as tissue. This is another way in which you have learned the definition of tissue. They form a cellular organization level intermediate between the cells of the organ system. This I will tell you when I tell you about the level of organization, how the level of organization develops inside our body. First, our body is basically formed from cells. When the collection of the cells occur, it will form tissues. When so many tissues comprise together, then form organs. When different organs comprise together, then it forms organ system. And when more than single organ system is present, then it will be considered as a body of organism. Okay? Like we have so many systems like respiratory system, digestive system, excretory system, circulatory system. In each and every system, there are so many organs. Like if we talk about digestive system, the organs are stomach, organs are mouth, salivary gland, esophagus, small intestine, large intestine, and many more. In this way, this is called as level of organization. Moving forward, what is the study of the tissues known as? Study of tissue known as histology. Very, very important. You need to remember it. The study of tissue is called histology. Disease related to tissue is known as histopathology. This is extra which you need to learn. I have mentioned in my points. Histopathology means it is the study of the disease which is related to the tissue. Whenever any kind of disease occurred inside our tissues, that study is called histopathology. Fine. Moving towards the next slide. This is plant tissue. Basically, in our chapter, where we have to learn about the 2 types of tissues, animal tissues and plant tissues. Firstly, I have started from the plant tissues. What are plant tissues? Plant tissues are basically the tissue which is present in the plant only, right? Now, how they are classified? They are classified on the basis of the different part of the plant and the different types of the cells which is present in the different region of the plants. Plant tissues are broadly categorized into 3 tissue systems. What are the 3 tissue systems? Epidermis tissue, vascular tissue, and ground tissue. This is also the again extra part which I want to acknowledge you that plant tissue is basically divided into 3 types of tissues: epidermis tissue, vascular tissue, ground tissue. Now, vascular tissue, you have already learned about xylem and phloem, which is basically helping the transportation of food and water. Epidermis tissue are the tissues which is present in the epidermal region or the upper region of the plants, and ground tissue which is basically necessary for storing the nutrient part inside the plant, leaves or stem or roots. So in this way, the tissues are divided into the plants. Moving further, now what we have to learn exactly in the plant tissues, two types of plant tissues we have to learn, and this is meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. What is this? Repeat after me. This is the meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Plant tissue is divided into two types. The classification is based on the type of the cell they comprise, means the part of the plant where such type of tissues are found and where such type of tissues are found. So first is meristematic tissue, second is permanent tissue, right? Repeat after me again. The first is meristematic tissues, the second is permanent tissues. See, meristematic tissues are also known as undifferentiated tissues. Undifferentiated cells से मिलके बनी होती है meristematic tissues, and permanent tissues, they are dividing tissues or dividing cells. The cells which is present in the permanent tissues are dividing cells. ये कुछ important term है जो आपको याद करनी है. Meristematic tissue is also known as undifferentiated tissues or undifferentiated cells, and permanent tissues is basically also known as dividing tissues, or they are basically derived from the cells which continuously divide in their lifespan. Fine. Here's the structure where you can find the tissues which is found in the leaf. We learn it into the leaf anatomy. The stem structure where we have to learn about the meristematic tissues and permanent tissues, xylem and phloem and parenchyma and all. And this is the root structure where we also learn about the root structure. We are not going into that much deep, but I'm going to tell you the basic details of the tissue which is present in leaf, in stem and in roots, right? Moving towards our another PPT. Very first, we will start from the meristematic tissue. I have already briefed you regarding the meristematic tissue, that meristematic tissues are undifferentiated cells, means the cells which are not able to differentiate it themselves, right? They are the group of young cells which consist of continuously dividing cells and helps in the increase of length and width of the plant. ये continuously divide करती है. अगर divide नहीं करेंगे तो plant को height नहीं मिलेगी, right? Fine. So they are the group of the young cells. Means in meristematic tissues, all the cells are very, very young and they have the capability to continuously dividing themselves. If the cells got divided, then only the plants will attain properly. They attain their height and they develop the new parts, plant parts in themselves, and helps in the increase of the length and width. See, what are the important terms which we have to learn? These are the group of the young cells, which consists continuously dividing cells, which helps in the increase of the length and width of the plant. These are the things which we have to learn. Very first, meristematic tissue, it consists of young cells, or the group of the young cells, which consists continuously dividing cells, and it helps in the increase of length and width. Only because of these meristematic tissues, the height and width of the plant increases. Okay, so what kind of tissues are responsible for the increase in the height and width of the plant? These are meristematic tissues. ये दिमाग में रखना है आपको. The question will be like that: which tissue is responsible for increasing the height of the plant? Meristematic tissue is responsible for the height of the plant, right? Then there are different types of meristematic tissues. Now, meristematic tissues are also different type of. We are going to learn about the three types of the meristematic tissues. Why? Because they are classified on the basis of their positions, on the basis of their positions, on the basis of their function, on the basis of their plane of division, origin, and development. Like from where this kind of tissues got developed, from where, what is the origin of these kind of tissues, what are the function of these kind of tissues, what are the position of these kind of tissues. We are going to learn on this basis the three type of meristematic tissues, right? Three main type of meristematic tissues are: very first, apical meristematic tissue. Repeat after me: apical meristematic tissue. Second is lateral meristematic tissue. Lateral meristematic tissue. Third is intercalary meristematic tissue. Intercalary meristematic tissue. So there are three type of meristematic tissues which is present in different region of the plants. Their origins are different and their functions are also different. Okay? First is apical meristematic, second is lateral meristematic, and third is intercalary meristematic tissues. Now, very first, I'm going to discuss you about the very first meristematic tissues. This is called apical meristematic tissues. Sorry. This is the plant structure. Here you can find beneath the soil, this is the root system, right? This is the root system. Root system means which is consists of root. The root part is present in the root system. Then the upper part is called as the shoot system. Got it? Now in this shoot system, there is stem, there is leaf, there are flower buds, there are fruits and many more things. Now both the parts present in both the systems are growing equally. Roots are growing downwards, stems are growing upwards. How they are growing themselves, how they attain their height, how they attain the different leaf parts, how they attain flowers, how they attain their height, how they attain their width. The only reason behind this is these three type of tissues which is present in the different parts of the plant. Very first, apical meristematic. See, there is a trick which you have to learn. Apical. Apical word comes from apex. Apex means होता है top, on the top. So यहाँ apical meristematic नाम आप इसे you need to click that this kind of meristematic is present on the tip of the shoot system and root system. Means this is the tip of the shoot system, this is the tip of the root system where apical meristematic tissue is found, because I have told you that meristematic tissue is responsible for the height of the plant, right? Now the height will increase from the shoot system, from the apex of the plant, and from the root system, from the apex of the root, right? From here the height is attained by this plant. So apical meristematic will be available only this reason, right? Then another meristematic tissue is intercalary meristematic tissue. Now what is the reason behind? What is the responsibility of this intercalary meristematic tissues? It helps in increasing the in between height of the nodes. There are nodes which is present in the stem area from where the new buds, from where the new leaves, new branches are arrived. That region is called node region. This region is called node region. In between the two node region, internode is present. Now this internode region, in this internode region or the region which is present at the node region, their intercalary meristematic tissues are present. Now what are the responsible features of this meristematic tissue? That it helps in increasing the in between the height of the two nodal region. Then it also responsible for developing the new buds, new branches and new leaves of that particular plant, right? Now the third one is lateral meristematic tissue. Lateral meristematic tissue means the word comes from lateral. Lateral का मतलब होता है side में. This yellow region where you can find, I mentioned it again, this yellow color region where you find it in the diagram, this is the region where lateral meristematic tissue is found. It means अगर मैं stem लूँ, तो stem की जो जितना side वाला area है, that region contains meristematic tissues. Which kind of? Lateral meristematic tissues. Because lateral means side region, side में, periphery में. So in the side region of the stem, in the side region of the root, which kind of meristematic tissue is present? Lateral meristematic tissue is present. So now what is the responsible area of this lateral meristematic tissue? It helps in increasing the girth of the plant. Helps in increasing the girth of the plant. So very firstly, what we have to learn, who is responsible for the primary growth of the plant? Which tissue is responsible for the primary growth of the plant? For the primary growth of the plant, apical meristematic tissue is responsible. Primary growth. Primary growth की responsibility किस meristematic tissue की है? Apical meristematic tissue की है. Fine. Second, what is the responsibility of lateral meristematic tissue? Lateral meristematic tissue की responsibility है ये plant की girth को increase करता है. किसको increase करता है? It increases the girth of the plant. Stem जब नया होता है plant तो उसकी stem की जो girth है वो बहुत minute, बहुत पतली रहती है. But then when the plant starts growing, the girth is also increasing. उसकी diameter में भी increment होता है. किसकी वजह से? Only because of this lateral meristematic tissue, right? So these things which you have to learn. Moving towards the next slide. Meristematic tissue. Very first, apical meristematic tissue. Now in the shoot system, the tissues are divided into such form. If it is present at the apex of the shoot, which is called as shoot apical meristematic tissue. If it is present on the lateral side, it is called lateral meristematic tissue. Root में है, so root apical meristematic tissues. Fine. These apical meristematic tissues are there, which is present at the fruit area, at the root area, at the tip of the roots, from where the root is increasing or attaining their height. So, apical meristematic are present on the apex of the plant. This word you need to remember with this apical meristematic tissue. Apex of the plant, shoot and root. They are rapidly growing tissues. What they are, I have already told you that meristematic tissues are continuously dividing tissues. If they are continuously dividing, then only the plants will attain their height. It means these kind of tissues are rapidly growing tissues, and due to this, a plant increase in height. Fine. It causes primary growth. I told you, apical meristematic causes primary growth. Primary growth means the plant is basically attain their height. Their first height is basically attained by the apical meristematic tissue. ठीक है? Lateral meristematic, which is responsible for the secondary growth, means एक हाइट अटेंड हो रही है ऊपर की तरफ, एक हाइट अटेंड हो रही है साइड की तरफ, जिसको हम गर्थ बोलते हैं. तो जो गर्थ मिल रहा है प्लांट को साइड से, वो उसकी सेकेंडरी ग्रोथ होगी. प्राइमरी ग्रोथ in which the plant is attaining height, okay, longitudinally. Secondary growth in which the plant is attaining their girth laterally. Remember these words. Moving towards another slide. This is the diagram which is present in your book. Meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic, can be found between the nodes of the stem. I have told you that there are two reasons from where the new branches and new leaves arrive. That reason is called the node reason, because that node reason contains intercalary meristematic tissues which has the capability of developing the new leaves and new branches or new floral buds. These are the reasons which is called as nodal reason. And in between the nodes, this is called the internode reason. Right now, this nodal reason is containing intercalary meristematic tissues. So it is found between the nodes. These two nodes, इसके बीच में nodal region में यहाँ पे सब जगह पे intercalary meristematic tissues present होती हैं. And the base of the leaf, जो leaf का जो base होता है, it is a leaf. Okay, so the base of the leaf is also contain meristematic, intercalary meristematic tissues. This also helps in branching. In branching, if a plant is having so many branches, it's only because of the intercalary meristematic tissues. Now move towards the next PPT, which is what is the function of meristematic tissues. I told you about all the type of meristematic tissues: apical meristematic tissues, intercalary meristematic tissues, lateral meristematic tissues. I have explained it to you. Now, what are the function of these tissues? As I have explained, you already get to know about that. What are the functions? Instead, we are going to repeat it again. Keep the things in the mind. That what are the functions of the meristematic tissues? It is responsible for the growth of the new organs. Where in plants. It is responsible. These meristematic tissues is responsible for the growth of the new leaf, for the new branch, for the new floral buds, for the new roots. All the new things arise in the plant, new organs arise in the plants is responsible only because of the meristematic tissues. It also involved in the movement of water and nutrition within the plants. How the water and nutrition moved towards the other cellular part of the plant, it is also responsible for this thing. ये अभी हमको आगे पता चलेगा. These tissues are responsible for both primary and secondary growth. अभी पढ़ा. Primary growth is responsible because of the apical meristematic tissues, and secondary growth is responsible for the lateral meristematic. It is because of the lateral meristematic tissue, and it is because of the apical meristematic tissues, right? Then it is the outermost tissue. Yes, meristematic tissue is present on the outer side. Functions by providing protection. If they are present in the outer side, basically the girth side of the plant, so it is also helps in providing the protection, and any kind of injury which takes place in the plants, it will basically recover by these kind of tissues. It gives rise to epidermis layer because it is present in the outside layer. So it basically forms the epidermis layer, it forms the cortex region, it forms the endodermis region, it forms in ground tissue, it forms in vascular tissue. Because मैं आपको पहले ही बता चुकी कि plant tissues basically plant में 3 part में divided होते हैं. Fine, epidermis tissue, ground tissue, and vascular tissue. Now moving towards the next PPT. Permanent tissue. See, I have explained you about meristematic tissues properly. What we have learned in meristematic tissue, again एक बार repeat कर लीजिए फिर से. Meristematic tissues are the young tissues which are actively dividing. They are coming from the undifferentiated cells. They actively divide करते हैं and it helps in the increase of the length and also helps in providing the new plant organs or new plant parts. Okay. Three types of meristematic tissues are there: apical meristematic, lateral meristematic, and intercalary meristematic tissues. Right? Now, another one which we are going to learn is permanent tissues, because there are two types of tissues which we are going to learn in this plant tissue chapter. The first one is meristematic tissue, which we have completed. Now, permanent tissue. Now, what are permanent tissue? They are also differentiated only because of their position, because of their function. They are quite different from the meristematic tissues, because meristematic tissues are actively dividing cells, but they are not actively dividing cells. ये आपको याद रखना है. Meristematic tissues actively divide करती हैं, then only the plants will get their height or plants will develop the new parts. But permanent tissues के पास में ये function थोड़ा सा slow है. Permanent tissues से ये function छीन लिया गया है. They are not actively dividing cells. Fine. ये actively dividing cells नहीं है. Instead of dividing themselves, they are helping attaining the growth of the plant. They are helping attaining the storage of the nutrients and many more things. A group of cells which are similar in origin. Again, if they are tissues, it means their origin are same. Then only they are called as tissues. Their structure will be same, their origin will be same, their function will be same. Fine. They are involved in complete growth. Meristematic tissues तो क्या कर रहा है? उसको हाइट दे रहा है, ग्रोथ दे रहा है, पर कंप्लीट ग्रोथ किस तरीके से हो रही है उसमें परमानेंट टिश्यू का भी हाथ है. एंड डिफरेंशिएशन ड्यूरिंग द इनइफेक्टिव ऑफ मेरिस्टेमेटिक एक्टिविटी. जहां पे मेरिस्टेमेटिक एक्टिविटी नहीं हो रही है वहां पे ये वाले टिश्यूज उनको क्या कर रही है? डिफरेंशिएशन दे रही है. मींस उनको डिफरेंट अदर सेल्स में ओरिजिनेट कर रही है, उनको डिफरेंट अदर सेल्स में डिवाइड कर रही है. There are three types of permanent tissue. Now, three types of permanent tissues are simple permanent tissue, complex permanent tissue, spatial और secretory tissues, जिसको हम पढ़ेंगे protective tissues के अंदर पढ़ेंगे हम secretory और spatial tissues को. Simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue ये दो most important है जिस पर हमें ध्यान रखना है. So, two types of permanent tissue which we are going to learn in this chapter, which is simple permanent tissue, complex permanent tissue. Another tissues are also there, spatial or secretory tissues, which help in secretion of some kind of other like resins, gums. These kind of tissues are studied in this portion. So, what is permanent tissue? Again, they are the tissues which are similar in origin, structure, function, and it involved in complete growth. Okay. Two type of permanent tissue, simple permanent tissue, complex permanent tissue. Okay, यहाँ तक चीजें याद हो गई. Let's move towards the next PPT. Permanent tissue. We are going to learn about simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Very firstly, we are going to learn about the simple permanent tissues. In simple permanent tissues, three type of tissues we are going to learn. The first one is parenchyma. First one is parenchyma. Repeat after me. Three type of simple permanent tissue which we are going to learn. The first one is parenchyma. What is this? Parenchyma. Second one is collenchyma. Collenchyma. Third one is sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma. Three type of simple permanent tissues are there. Very first is parenchyma. Second is collenchyma. Third is sclerenchyma. Spellings के साथ में, इनके pronunciation के साथ में आपको बोलना आना चाहिए. Now, what are simple permanent tissue? These are the tissues that are made up of only one type of cells. Simple है, it means ये सब one type of cells की बनी हुई है. आप diagram देख सकते हैं. You can able to see that each and every type of cell present in these tissues are of same size, same type of. They usually have structural roles. Structural roles means जो plant को जो structure मिल रहा है, वो इन्हीं permanent tissues की वजह से मिल रहा है. So, very firstly, we are going to learn about the permanent tissue. Then these are parenchyma, these are collenchyma, and these are sclerenchyma. Okay, so these are the diagram. This kind of tissues are present: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Now we are going to learn it in detailed form. Very firstly, permanent tissue में सबसे पहले हम देखेंगे simple permanent tissue. The simple permanent tissue. Very firstly, we are going to learn about the parenchyma. What are parenchyma? They are made up of loosely paired cells. See, what parenchyma? चलो basic चीजें पहले जान लेते हैं. It is made up of loosely paired cells. ये आपको याद रखना है. Parenchyma tissues are made up of